Okay, what's going on, guys? Welcome to a brand new episode of Energized. Ross, for
How
football
you
back.
feeling, man? Fresh off that birthday, man. Did you enjoy it?
I'm still a bit sticky from the weekend, but yeah, that was great crack.
I was only saying to Mum, Dad, and Jade that like it was one of the best weekends I've ever had. It was just such a great day.
It was. It really, really was.
Like there were such like random activities to pair together, like kayaking on the River Liffey. And if you're not from Dublin, like that's the main river in the middle of the city centre. And then we went cocktail making with in Jameson with whiskey, and then we went to the bar afterwards to watch what we're going to discuss in this football video, Lyon beating Man City 3-1. It was just a mad night or mad day of events, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really, really good. It was great just to like look around and see everyone was really enjoying it. And you see, like I didn't. It's weird. I was looking around and I was like, this is great, but like it's never going to be like this again. So it's weird. Like you can't just live in the moment, sort of thing, you know.
Question for you though: who was a worse kayaker, me or you?
The whole time I was like so rigid. I was like, I'm not fucking falling in, lads.
I was very much like that. Me and Chris almost toppled our kayak to the right hand side, and I'd say it's only because like Chris like shifted back to the left hand side that we managed to stay out of the liffey. I also had my bag with my phone and all, and I was like, no.
Yeah. I think I would have been more relaxed. Like after a while, you get used to the piss water going on top of you. But then,
Yeah, I was soaked afterwards. So you only get a little bit wet, lads.
yeah,
Drowned.
Your phone turns into a tea bag. But
Drowned.
yeah, no, it was great. The lads all loved it as well. That was what's most important.
It wasn't it. So,
Yeah.
Basman, what's going down here now? We're discussing Champions League semi-finals and basically the Europa League final at this stage.
Yeah. So if you are new to the show, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and make sure to have a notification bell because we will be back later on in the week where they're going to be doing a Champions League final preview. Both to Whistle, we're going to be doing the semi-finals today. But Ross, we're going to have to kick it off with Bayern Munich absolutely demolishing Barcelona. And now they're in the semi-final. They're going to be taking Lyon on Wednesday. But tomorrow, RB Leipzig are taking on Paris. But like we have to start with Barca versus Bayern Munich. Just it was such a like unbelievable game, and we haven't been back on the show since that game. So may as well go over that a bit.
Yeah, Bayern Munich beat Barcelona 8-2. And I actually said a joke at one stage saying, this has very much Germany versus Brazil World Cup semi-final feels, and I put in 7-2 to the group. So I wasn't far off. It was an absolute demolishment by Bayern Munich. Every time they went forward, they looked like they were going to score. And it wasn't just like Lewandowski was doing the damage. It was everyone doing the damage. Perisic, Muller, Lewandowski. Coutinho came on at the end and, put the nail in the coffin, scoring 2 goals. They look like they are unstoppable. And Barry, question for you: is Alphonso Davies the best left back in the world?
I think Andy Robertson is the best, but Alphonso Davies has so much more to come. What Andy Robertson's doing right now, I think he's going to consistently just do that for the rest of his career until he gets a bit older and fades away. But like Alphonso Davies is still more to come.
Yeah, do you think he might end up moving into a more attacking role as he gets older?
Well, he was signed as a winger, but now he's mastered his craft
as a wing back.
Yeah, but even how physical he is, and
he's very tall, isn't he?
And fast
player on the pitch, I think, every single time.
Yeah, and he's only 19.
Yeah. Do you know someone actually? They were scouting him a year or two earlier, and they were originally like, "I'm not buying him," and they were like, "Why?" It's like he's Canadian. They don't play football.
Yeah.
He's an absolute monster.
Yeah, I saw there something went out anyway, but they said Marcelo from Real Madrid says like he loves watching him play.
That's unbelievable. But even on the other side, you have such like a solid fella right back in Kimmich. And then if you actually look at Bayern Munich sub left and right back, it's Hernandez, who was part of the World Cup winning team of France, and then it's Pavard, who was the other World Cup winner with France, on the bench.
That's the thing, man. Bayern Munich have such a brilliant squad, and even great players come off the bench. Like obviously Kingsley Coman came on, he didn't do much, but I mean, like Coutinho came on.
He's there.
Yeah, he's there. That's who they have.
And they've added Leroy Sané for next year.
how good is this Bayern Munich team, and how much longer are they going to stay this good?
I've said they're the best team in the world. And like we said last time, the way Lewandowski plays, I think he's got at least another 3 years at the top there. I think they are the best team in the world, and they'll be the team to beat next year as well.
I can't see Messi winning a Champions League again with Barcelona. That Barcelona team were just they wanted to throw in the white towel.
I think Barcelona can't actually kick on as a team with Messi there. It's too focal, and it almost becomes easier to stop now. Also, what sort of tactics were Barcelona playing? They played 4 centre midfielders on that team. They had Roberto, Vidal, De Jong, and was it Busquets all playing?
Yeah.
Like, there's no width there whatsoever. And then you have Alphonso Davies ripping them up the left wing, and Perisic as well. Like, such a good left side. And poor Semedo was getting no help. And even when he did have a one-on-one, he was getting smoked.
Yeah. Barcelona are miles off them, man. They're not turning that around.
No, they aren't. But let's take nothing away from Bayern Munich. They could have scored 11 or 12 goals. At one stage in the first half an hour of the game, every time Bayern Munich went forward, it was a last-ditch tackle. It was, off the woodwork. It was a save by the keeper. It was slightly over the bar. It was an absolute onslaught.
Yeah.
It was like someone picked Bayern Munich and they put like the FIFA mode to the easiest, and they were playing Barcelona. That's how like simple it looked.
Jesus Christ.
And we haven't even touched on Thomas Muller as well. The man who no one knows what position he plays. No one knows what his actual strengths are. Everyone just knows he's this like sort of attacking floater who's unbelievable.
Yeah, he looks like he should be a professor of football.
Yeah, did you see the jokes he was making the other day?
No.
He was like, at the press conference, and he was like, yes, and we have Robert Lewandowski. And just no one laughed. And he goes, Lewandowski. And no one laughed again. That makes me like him even more. Like, he tells shy jokes as well. Reminds me of myself.
That is very you, man. That is very you.
The question is, right, well, there's 2 questions. Number 1, can anyone stop Bayern Munich in this Champions League? And number 2, how do you fix Barcelona?
Oh, man.
I think question 1's a lot easier to answer.
Can anyone beat Bayern Munich? No.
No.
I think they can only like beat themselves. I can't see those. There's so many players that are such high level players that there's never a question, are they going to actually perform?
I don't think they've lost the game since lockdown as well.
Yeah, like since they got the new manager in, they put Muller back in the team. They're brand new, and like everyone's go. And I can't see more than 1 or 2 of the players having an off day, because the quality they have on the bench, someone else is probably dying to get in. That's the thing. Like when you're doing so well, more players are more available. Like
but sure. Even look at Liverpool. Like Origi started performing. Like Lallana started performing. Like these absolute hanger-oners. You know what I mean? These lads who are riding the coattails, when they get on the pitch, they're like, better do something to say, I helped. That's just the way it is, Bayern Munich. I think that they will beat Lyon handily enough in the next game. But will we move on to that game?
Yeah, but hold on. You asked the second question.
Barcelona.
Well, Messi's out to leave, right? And if I was Messi, and he's 33 now, and like obviously he wants to get another crack at the Champions League with Barcelona, and like Barcelona is his team. I just can't see it working. The amount of stuff they need to do, and they haven't got much money themselves. Obviously, you see the way they did that transfer of Pjanic for our tour, and that doesn't make them any stronger or bring down the average age of the team. Messi,
I think it actually increased the average age of the team.
Yeah, but like, can you see Messi in a different jersey? Who knows? But if I was Messi, I'd be like, here, can I go to Bayern? Not even messing.
Why not?
There's such turmoil in Barca right now. Like, does he really want to see out the rest of his career?
But I think one of the questions is part of the turmoil Lionel Messi himself? Has it been such a dictatorship that it's his club that the rest of the team struggles to get over that? Because he picks the manager, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's unheard of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, that's not a normal thing. But
he's not a normal player, though.
Yeah, but he's been given probably too much power. But he's becoming more normal. Yeah, he's becoming more normal. as in like your Mbappe's, your Lewandowski's, like
They're not all
Ronaldo,
right.
Kevin
Not
De
all right.
Bruyne. All these players are like he's come down a bit. So all these players are starting to be like in and around the same bracket.
Yeah, but right, put it this way: the manager got the boot. I bet he got fired at half time. He just didn't look at his phone. But the manager's gone. They're looking to get a new manager in. Is that manager going to be the man who kicks Messi out of Barcelona? Because that's what all you're going to be remembered for, no matter what you do.
Well, sometimes you have to make brave and bold decisions to, create legacy.
Well, David Moyes, when he came in, like Rooney was meant to be leaving, and first thing he did, he was like, "Rooney, you're staying."
You see, I think if they are getting rid of a manager, or if they are getting rid of Messi, they should almost like have kept that manager to get rid of him, and then went, right, you're gone now. The new manager like comes in without having him. I can't remember who it was, but I remember it was in the Premier League this year. They left someone on 2 games because their next 2 games were Man City and Liverpool. They want to hire a new manager to play those 2 teams. I can't remember who it was, but there was some team who did it. It was probably Watford, knowing them.
Yeah, but Bayern Munich go marching on. Ross, we're also very surprised by what happened with Manchester City losing 3-1 to Lyon. First of all,
were we, Basmo? First of all, did I not say Lyon were the dark horses for the Champions League this year?
You did. You did. But what do you make of this Man City? Like Pep, 3 years in a row now, just losing the quarterfinals of Champions League. Like Aguero was out getting surgery. Like David Silva is now leaving the club. Obviously, Yaya Toure is gone, and company. Like those 4 guys were the main people of the squad and the starting lineup when they went on like this takeover. And now it doesn't look like the players that they have that are there now are really man enough to step it up again.
Well, they were seriously they've taken the spine and backbone out of that Man City team.
Yeah,
and I feel like Pep, for whatever reason, seems to change the game plan when they go into Europe. I feel like they should play the same way they do in the Premier League. It seems to be somewhat different. It seems to be sloppier for a start, anyway. It seems to be almost a bit more on the counter attack for them. Look, obviously Raheem Sterling missed like a golden opportunity to make it 2-2, and that would have totally changed the game. I think a lot of people did think when it went 1-0 to Lyon, that was it, game over. But Man City scored, and then I think a lot of people thought when it went 1-1 that Man City are going to just win the game. But at the end of the day, it's cup football, and you can never really rule anything out. Lyon went up, scored a second, and then with Man City failing to get the job done, ended up being 3-1 to Lyon. They went full guns blazing, couldn't get the job done, and they scored a sort of a comical goal really for the third one.
What's Pep Guardiola do here now as well? Because obviously the ban has been lifted, but like everything they do now is going to need a receipt.
Well, they've already come in with 2 transfers. They've got Ferran Torres in from Valencia, and they got Nathan Ake. I think Nathan Ake is a good signing. I think they might need left back. I don't feel like Zinchenko's up to it. I don't think playing Cancelo at left back is enough. He's a right back, and then they have to decide whether is Gabriel Jesus enough to get the job done up front. He looks like he'll score goals when he plays. But you're never getting 38 games in a Premier League season now, Sergio Aguero. So you might as well let that go, especially after another knee surgery.
Yeah, down in Barcelona, like I know obviously City aren't as bad in a bad situation as Barca, because City do have a lot of young players compared to Barcelona. Barcelona almost can't get rid of these players. It's like in their contract they can leave when they want to almost. But is Pep? You wonder how long Pep's going to hang around Man City for, because the more he fails, I was listening to Eamon Dunphy's podcast, and he said like you can't judge every manager by winning the Champions League, but like Pep hasn't done it in nearly 10 years.
Yeah, true. I think Pep is probably in a bit more trouble than people like to think he is. He seems to be one that escapes criticism quite often as well. Seems like the press never want to criticize Pep, but look, finished 18 points behind Liverpool in the league, knocked out of the Champions League quarterfinals to a not fantastic side in Lyon.
Yeah, that's the thing. Ross,
Questions have to be asked.
that's the thing. When I was looking at it, I was like, Man City, I was like, this could be their year. Like, I mean, one game, like each game is one game, and then Lyon start off with,
Exactly. And then, that sort of just sums up the Champions League semi-final. You know what I mean? We have Lyon versus Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
What do you think of it, Basmo? Give your prediction now. Who wins? Give us a score.
Like I feel like half that Bayern Munich team haven't even taken off their boots. They're like just raring to go and get a few more goals.
Yeah, I do really, really fancy Bayern Munich to win. Probably 2-0, I'd say. Lyon seem like they're a bit more of a tighter unit, and that's what's got them that far. Yeah. But I feel like Robert Lewandowski is definitely going to score at some stage. It's inevitable.
It is inevitable. But then, like, also in the other games, we'll just go over them quickly. Like, Atalanta almost knocked out PSG, and PSG got 2 goals in the last minute. And then RB Leipzig beat Atletico Madrid, and that was a shock as well. Like, it could have been like Atalanta were through, RB Leipzig were through, Bayern, and then Lyon. It would have been absolute chaos. But
you would have fancied Inter Milan to jump back across into the Champions League and get the job done.
Man, like now RB Leipzig are taking on PSG, and like, what was it? RB Leipzig were only founded like 13
in
years
2009.
Ago? Oh, so 7 years ago.
No, 11.
11 years ago.
11.
But like the game that we all wanted this weekend on Sunday, the Champions League finals on Sunday, is going to be PSG against Bayern. Yes or no?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually joked a week ago saying like it's going to be Leipzig versus Bayern Munich. It's going to be like a German Cup final. But look, I want to see Neymar, Mbappe, Cardi all go up against Muller, Lewandowski, Gnabry, Coutinho. Like, that's the game I want to see. I think that's sort of the spectacle people are looking for out of a Champions League final.
We could have an all French final as well.
I think it's fantastic for French football to see 2 French sides in the Champions League semi-finals. It's obviously a much less backed financial league. Obviously, if you take PSG out of there, they sort of have the monopoly on the league. But in terms of PSG versus Leipzig, if the same PSG who show up who played against Atalanta, I think they're in trouble. But one thing that did happen that people need to know about is Mbappe only came on with half an hour to go, and he changed the game. I think he assisted nearly both goals for PSG to get them over the line. I think it was a 90 and 94th minute winner for PSG. They thought they were Manchester United in the Champions League final in the new camp against Bayern Munich. That's it. That's where they got the inspiration from. Got the job done. Leipzig, on the other hand, they actually managed to actually break down Atletico Madrid. I thought the goals were actually slightly soft from a defensive point of view. But Atletico went 1-0 up. Tried to park the bus. Didn't work. Leipzig played some beautiful football, and they got the job done. They are a very interesting side, just from a spectator point, not just to watch them play, but just to see the way their club has progressed in 11 years' time. It's taken clubs 50, 60, 70, 100 years, and they still wouldn't have got to a Champions League semi-final.
Man City.
Yeah, look at Man City. It's crazy, really.
Ross, like, obviously you brought up there Mbappe came on, changed the game. Suppose he might be out of tomorrow's semi-final, so we'll see what happens there because it might be too soon for him. But for the first time in a long time, I'm hearing Neymar's name being like, oh, he was world class, this, that, and the other. Who do you think is more important to PSG?
I definitely just think Mbappe is. I think his direct run, his pacing behind the defenders is just absolutely frightening. The thing with Neymar is he's an absolute world-class talent, but his sort of diving and his, pansiness. See, Mbappe doesn't mind showing off a bit of strength. Neymar doesn't really have that strength, and he gets knocked off the ball a bit too easily.
Why doesn't he do any more? He doesn't look strong when he's standing there either.
No, he doesn't. Maybe that's.
But he not hit the weights, no.
Maybe he doesn't want to hit the weights, come across strong. When he dives, there's a higher chance of getting the foul, as opposed to, put it this way: if Zlatan was diving all the time, people would be like, "Shut up, man! Look the size of you." Yeah. So maybe that's it. But I don't disagree with you. I think if Neymar lifted a few weights, I think he will be able to, just be that bit stronger. And I don't think people would then go, "Geez, your man Neymar is a beast."
Right. Another question as well, right? Obviously, Pogba and Neymar are roughly the same age. I think they're probably like 27, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And they both came up as world-class talents. Like, obviously, Neymar was more noticed. But like, who's actually lived up to their potential more?
I would have to probably say Neymar, just because when he was in that Barcelona side, that was like the most fearsome front three in the world. People were suggesting at one stage he was the most talented in the front three. Then on top of that, I just think at club level he's got the job done far more often both at Barcelona and at PSG. I know PSG is a bit of a monopoly on that league, but if you look at Pogba, he's come into that Man United squad. He won the Europa League, but he's never been the main man, and his performances have been far more varied. I think the only thing in the argument of Pogba being the better is that he's won the World Cup.
No.
I think if you ask 9 neutrals out of 10, they tell you Neymar has had a more successful career than Pogba.
Yeah, you see, it is hard. It is like difficult to judge because like the French league is just like PSG are going to win everything 9 times out of 10.
Celtic.
Yeah, it's like Celtic, but
or Bayern Munich.
But like, it'd be very disappointing for both lads at the end of their careers when, like, obviously a few years ago we would have been like, oh, Neymar is probably going to be the next after Ronaldo and Messi to be the next world's best player.
Like Neymar might not even be the best player at his club, and same with Paul Pogba.
That's what I mean. But like they're both sort of the same dude. Like the hair is always done, the earrings are always out, the bling, the photos, you know what I mean? Like
that's just the modern day footballer.
It's not really like these lads are obviously
but they bring it on to the next level. But like a lot of the modern day footballers are like that, except they're more extravagant about it.
Yeah, but what I mean by that is like, are we going to look back in a few years' time when they're retired and be like, you know what, they're only really like good at getting followers for their clubs? Like, what did they really produce at a high level at their clubs? That's why Neymar is going to have a bit of an asterisk on his career unless he wins the Champions League with PSG. Because like, if he's like, oh, I won 6 League On titles, that's no one really gives a bollocks about that. It's all about Premier League titles or La Ligas.
Yeah, because it is Scott Brown saying he won 10 Premier Leagues in Scotland, but Celtic.
Yeah, that's why I asked. I wonder why. Now, what happens with German players, especially the ones that stay at Bayern? They want to just stay there forever because they love that Christmas break as well.
Yeah.
But like when you're looking, you're like 9 Bundesligas, 8 Bundesligas, 6.
Basically, what you're saying is Pogba or Neymar going to be an all-time great? And at the moment, probably not.
Yeah.
But that's the truth of it. You know what I mean? Until one of them spurs on and wins the Champions League, that's probably where they're at.
Yeah, it's because, you know what, I think they already have everything that their heart desires. So to be driven that extra,
the wallets are full.
Their wallets are full. There is no more room for their wallets. You know what I mean? There is no.
Right. Well, we have a look at this Europa League then.
Yeah, we'll jump into the Europa League quickly. Obviously, Sevilla beat Manchester United 2-1 yesterday. Myself and Ross were talking about this beforehand, and Man United actually weren't bad. They just couldn't finish, but the defense was terrible.
Yeah, Wan-Bissaka actually had a rare bad game.
I think they were just so on top that they just got nonchalant. And also, United have played a load of games recently. I'm sure, as many people have, but the way they haven't been changing their squad around, like Solskjaer's afraid to even make a sub. But,
Solskjaer does not trust that team, whatever. And it speaks volumes when you get to the 80th minute of the game. He's made no substitutions. And you're right, the defence was poor. Lindelof was poor for the goal. Maguire was poor for the goal. Wan-Bissaka was poor for the goal. And I think someone actually tweeted out, and I agree with it, if Wan-Bissaka is not playing very well defensively, like what's sort of point of him? If that makes sense. Because you're not playing him for his attacking prowess.
No, he's playing right at the beginning of the game, not the end. The end, you see, the thing is, I think he's like, oh, I'm the spider, I can do what I want, and he's a bit he has a bit more. He has
more swag.
He's become way more swaggy compared to the beginning of the season. Like he's way more like, you know what I mean? He's definitely dabbing. But
let's not take anything away from Atletico Madrid, not Atletico Madrid, Sevilla. Sevilla, they took their chances. They scored the goals when they came available to them.
That fella De Jong used to play for Newcastle. Never scored a goal for him.
But that's what happens. Some players do well in Germany or in Holland, and then they come to Premier League and don't do well. It doesn't suit their style. He's after scoring a goal for Sevilla to get into the cup final, and this could be, I think, like the 5th time Sevilla have won the Europa League in the last 12 years.
They
That's
really,
like a lot. Like
yeah,
every second year they win the yoke.
yeah, they really pissed me off the way they were doing that little rolling around, going like this, asking for yellow cards and stuff. It's just like, you little fucking rats. But
In fairness, you sort of expect that in by the Spanish teams. That's just what you get. So I try not to get annoyed by it. I'm just like, that's what happens. Atletico Madrid were doing against Liverpool.
yeah, it's just like ingrained in the.
And then the other game is tonight. Inter Milan are taking on Shakhtar. Shakhtar are perennial Europa League sort of quarterfinalists, semi-finalists. They're always thereabouts.
Yeah.
The Ukrainian giants. They're probably playing the new favourites for the Europa League after Manchester United went out. Inter Milan with the Manchester United retirement home there with Alexis Sanchez and Ashley Young there. Obviously Lukaku up front as well. Ericsson, Moses. Half the Premier League has gone to Inter Milan now. Barry, what do you expect out of this game? Do you think Inter Milan will be too much for them? I do also think that some teams are very well suited to cup competitions. I think Shakhtar are one of them, just like Sevilla are. I actually fancy Shakhtar for an upset tonight.
So I'll talk about yesterday's one for 1 second. Like going into it, I was like, I actually think Sevilla will beat United, but I think United will beat Inter Milan. So I didn't think we were favourites at all. And then that's why when we lost, I was actually just like not really surprised because I wasn't like, we are 1,000% winning this. But I think everyone would have loved Inter Milan versus United, and then most people would have preferred Lukaku to score the winner and beat United. But the way Lukaku's just barging people, and I don't think Shakhtar Donetsk defence are going to be used to having this absolute brute.
No, I don't think so either.
Like he's very physical, and like he's a big fat Arsenal and all. And he bounces people around the place, and he shoots from distance, and he's confident. And a confident Lukaku is a good Lukaku. We experienced just someone that was out of shape, out of sorts. He was just moaning the whole time, you know. Now we were right to get rid of him, I know, but he's scoring the goals now. But I think that. To be selfish, I'd rather see Inter Milan versus Sevilla final because a Shakhtar Donetsk versus Sevilla final, it doesn't really wet my whistle.
I do agree with you. I'd rather see Inter Milan in the final. I just feel like Shakhtar can get the job done. I feel like they've sort of already managed one or two upsets in here. So that's just the way I see it going down. But who knows? I'm often wrong when it comes to the football predictions. I'm never right.
You're never right.
Bayern Munich. The only thing I get right.
Yeah,
the obvious result.
Shakhtar are actually a gas team because there's all these like Brazilian lads that are all dying to get that big move, like your Freds or your Williams.
I think Tyson is the one at the moment.
Yeah, they always have there must be like cheap Ryanair flights from Ukraine to Sao Paulo.
Yeah,
back and forth. But I'd rather watch Inter Milan against Sevilla, and then I'd be, but like hopefully that Sevilla win the final because I don't want to see Alexis Sanchez lift anything. Yeah, so that final is going to be on Friday at 8:00. We'll be back later on in the week to do a Champions League final preview.
So there you have it, guys. If you have liked this video, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and as always,
stay energized.
Stay energized.